Hi, this is Kate from Kate Forman Yoga, and today I'm going to teach you the difference between upward facing dog and Cobra pose. Before we get started, just make sure you tap that subscribe button so that you stay up to date and notified about all my latest yoga tips and tricks. Cool? All right, let's get into it. So the main difference between Cobra pose and upward facing dog or Updog is that your legs are not on the ground for upward facing dog. So your feet are on the ground, your legs, your hips are lifted. So what does that look like? A Cobra pose, which by the way, if you haven't seen my other video that teaches you how to do Cobra pose, you should go check that out. I'll tag it up there. A Cobra pose, you're in it with your legs on the ground, you're pushing your feet down. Your hips are generally on the ground for the most part. Your feet are on the ground, your legs are on the ground, everything's on the ground. Upward facing dog, your arms are straight, you're pressing your feet into the ground so that your legs lift up and your pelvis is no longer on the floor. Now, one thing that people often feel is a cramp in their foot. So if that's you, or if it's just not comfortable for the tops of your feet to be down because your ankle mobility is just not quite there yet, then feel free to tuck your toes under. That's totally fine. So you can do an upward facing dog with your toes tucked under and your hips and your legs still off the ground. That's the main difference between those poses. Your hips and your legs are on the ground for a Cobra pose. Your hips and your legs are off the ground for an up dog. And that's it. Super simple. Maybe not so simple to execute, but super simple to understand. So if you have any questions, if that makes sense to you, if you're like, oh my God, finally, I get it now, drop me a comment in the comments below and I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. If it was helpful for you, feel free to share it with people. If you have friends who don't know the difference between Updog and Cobra, it is a super common question that I get. Hit that subscribe button, follow me across all social media platforms at Kate Forman Yoga. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.